I mean, when you were saying people wanting to be accepted by other people, that's why everyone wants to be on television. That's why everyone wants to be the center of attention in some sort of spotlight after 15 minutes of fame. And on a further note, I just wanted to say thank you very much for the information about irrational loving and irrational happiness, because I really think that gave me a key to my heart that I haven't had in a long time. A combination that's going to be a real power point to helping me personally get over and enjoy life a lot better.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
And what I would want to add is that we don't necessarily, I don't feel that we need to try to go back and bring back old traditions. I believe that as free human spirits, we can create now, make it coming from a more loving place. We don't have to keep the old thing going. We can let that go, and now we can say, well, does this look right or does this look wrong? And not, because there's some people that they want to keep different traditions going, but those traditions in themselves were, and that's what all people of all races and nationalities, this stuff they just simply need to let go and just, choose now to love and to be a higher evolved being and to really stand on that premise and stand on that foundation. And that's enough, and I think that's the power of us being disconnected from our culture. Is now we are free to create, based upon consciousness, and we don't have to keep some million-year-old tradition going just for the sake of doing it. We can now choose to be as evolved and as civilized, as loving, as compassionate as we can be in this time, and that really is enough. That's all there is to really being human. If we're not achieving that result of being more compassionate and caring and more wise and more considerate of other human beings, then we really aren't doing anything. I mean, no matter what the tradition is. And whether it's African tradition or anybody's tradition, if it's not achieving that result, we're not making the world a better place. We're not solving the real problems of humanity. Definitely.
Yeah, I think creating new tradition amongst, especially people who live in the same environment. If you want to talk about culture, it's not genetic. It's about what your day-to-day life is and with the people you spend your time with. So if you live in a place like California, where everyone that you spend your time with is a different shade than you are, has different parents than you are, but you all participate in the same activities, that's starting a new culture. And I think it's a great way for people to take their strengths and put it into this union of separate people, not forgetting where you come from, but also helping forge a new path where everyone can participate.
You don't want to overlook your unique obligation to European males to really strongly influence them differently. If you're not really infiltrating back into European society and into their circles, no matter how racist or ignorant they be, and not bringing your cultural idea because you're just among, black people or cultural people, then no justice is happening to humanity. You need that energy to really get among the most, ignorant Europeans, to be among them, to show them there's a whole other way of thinking, there's a whole other way of reality that you're willing to stand for. You know what I'm saying? That this is not just some experiment, this is not some fad. This is something that you are yourself willing to stand for and bring that example to them strongly, as much as they bring racism, as much as they bring those other ignorant, dimensions. And I said that before. I said that if Europeans could be as strongly about love, peace, and harmony as they are when they're racist in the CIA department, or when they're, racist in the police department, or when they're racist within the European society, within that framework. I said if they can be that strongly about love and culture and uplifting humanity, the world will be different. But it's like when Europeans take on the cultural circle and get among, black people, it's like that's almost so secular. It doesn't become, they don't really embrace it as their reality. It's always objective. But if it's really them, if you really internalize it, then take it back to them with the same authority that they push in anything else. Don't just do it among black people, and be able to get among all Europeans and bring them that new culture, new reality. They need that more than we do. They really need that. Because you can get into them places that we cannot get into. You can get where they're the most, you can slide right in with compassion, where they're the most evil at, with the color of your skin, and you can influence them differently. And that's going to create world change. When you can go to where the most evilest Europeans are and culturify them and transform their consciousness, then you have really done something massive.
That's true.
You've done something more massive than being looked at by black people as hope of the good European. Do you see the point I'm making? Because black people will look up to you because, you know, they're happy that it's some Europeans that's positive, that's about culture. But that's not where it's really needed at. You know what I'm saying? Those black people aren't the problem. The problem is those evil Europeans in those unique places that have power that really need to be changed, that really need to be transformed. So please get into them areas and really talk to them with as much authority as they have. You see, we'll make it be as strong in your position as they are in their positions.
And stronger.
Right, stronger, actually. Yeah.
Well, the question that I had was, you were speaking about Barack Obama earlier and about his bid for the presidency. Now, say, for instance, he doesn't do anything if he was to win the election. Now, do you think that just with him holding that position, that maybe that would influence somebody with a positive, enlightened mind to go after a position like that, even though I know you said that it doesn't matter for the titles and whatnot, but still it does hold some sort of significance to be the President of the United States?
Actually, it holds completely and absolutely no significance. The man that will reach and pull the last penny out of his pocket to feed the homeless man is a higher position than any president or any official on the earth. That position of presidency has zero significance. Human greatness can transcend all political positions. If you are a great man and a chosen man by nature to do great work, then you're going to outshine anybody in any political position. Even if you don't have one, they'll want to give them to you. And you'll probably turn them down because you are genuine to the position that has been given to you by nature. So, we need to encourage people not to try to ship and shape and try to conform to these positions to define what greatness is or what success is or what authority is, but to really trust themselves. If you got a gift, if you can talk and speak to people, if you can bring people together and organize resources, just go do it. Don't try to fit into some political position or some political office. By the time you try to squeeze through, you're so much thinner than you used to be. You lack the genuineness. You have to conform to such a degree that you're not even who you were anymore. If you want to do greatness, go do it. You don't need a political position or a political office to do great things for people. Matter of fact, the more you're spending time trying to convince people and persuade people that you are this great person, the less time you're actually spending doing it. You see what I'm making? We need these people to get out and do it. If they want to see the black community change, if they want to see humanity change, get up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go out and do it.
So you're saying we should just give up on going after any type of political position?
I would suggest that we did. If people are probably going to choose to do so. But I would suggest if people want to be good people, then just go out and do it. Don't idolize these positions. Go do it. Why they make it so hard, like change can only come through this particular bracket or this particular, office. Change is not limited in that way. Change has its own way of coming about. So I think if we embrace some of those other avenues, we'll be more effective. Because I believe that Barack Obama has a lot of potential to bring about change. But his potential might be limited, by taking that position of office. He could be assassinated. You see the point I'm making before he even get his work done. But if he go out and really organize people in this community and start helping people in this community, he probably won't get assassinated. But we think that we have to do something on a national level for it to be worthy. I mean, it's just TV. We got to be just these big super giants. Like the small man don't count anymore. The common man who's willing to do as much as he can doesn't count anymore. And that's the most important man. Because it's the common man that's willing to do as much as he can is Barack Obama's only chance of getting in office. That common man that's working for free, that's willing to do as much as he can, handing out flyers and, setting up press conferences, that common man is the person who makes change. Now, the common man's energy is being directed in the wrong place because they're looking for change outside of themselves. I'm saying we need to stop doing that. Don't go for political office. Go for real social change. Be a part and be proactive in creating real social change. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for your words and your time, and everyone for their fraternity here. I think we're going to make an exit, so just wanted to do that at a good
Thank you
time.
all for coming. Any more questions or inputs? Speak now, forever hold your wholeness. So the next thing that I want to talk to is that when we talk about, building a nation and changing the condition of our people, we talk about cooperative, work effort, coming together, working as people to get things done. Actually getting on each other's team and working hand in hand to make certain moves happen. It's a day-to-day thing. The work that we're doing is not real imaginative or real ideal. Our DVD ministry is very hands-on. It's about us really getting this information and getting these ideas out to people who it can change and impact their consciousness. That's a day-to-day work. That's a real vigilant, devoted service that we're doing. And it is a meditation in and of itself. It is a work meditation. It's a meditation that will change the nature of society. So I think we need to really focus more on how we can be even more unified and how we can even more collectivize our efforts and be more efficient in getting this information to our people to wake them up and to really focus ourselves and really see the benefit of it. Because once we see that, we now have something in our hands that's powerful, that can really be utilized to create some massive change, that can really wake people up. And we don't need people to applaud us, or people to hooray us or cheer for us, because we know the work that we're doing. In and of itself, we know how valuable that work is. So we need to really realize and see the impact of that work and begin to love that work even more so that it can be spread even more. Because it only spreads by love. The labor of love is more powerful than any type of chore that you're trying to do. If you're laboring in love, that labor is 10 times more powerful. It's 10 times more awesome. It's tireless. It's ceaseless. If you're laboring for money, when the money stops, your labor is not justified. If money justifies your labor, when there is no money, there is no labor. Do you see the point I'm making? But when you are laboring out of love, there is no limit to the amount of work that you can do. So there is no limit to the amount of change that you can cause. Ain't that heavy? But if there's a limit in the amount of money that you can get because people don't have the money and you're waiting on money and you're qualifying what you're doing by making money, then you have limited the amount of what you can do in and of itself. Which is why we labor in love. We labor in love to see the condition of our people change. That's what motivates us. The love of the people is our motivation. Not money. That don't motivate us. If money motivated us, we'd be better off working with the European institutions, being a part of those institutions and being a part of those images that ensure and guarantee money. That would be more intelligent. But when you love the people, you can work 9 a day. It doesn't matter whether it's rush hour. It doesn't matter whether it's 9 to 5 when the businesses are open and people are looking to buy. When you love the people, you can work anytime. And sometimes all the time. When you're working for money, you're depending on the economic, shift. You depending on when it's check day.